Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cuff. Today we have another little strap review for you guys from the brand Vario. Now, a little bit about them. They're, of course, a Singapore-based micro brand, and they make watches as well as accessories to include straps and even some pretty nifty travel cases. Now, this particular model is their Twill NATO strap. The nice thing is these actually go for 18 bucks list, but are currently on sale, as at the time of recording anyway, for $12 each, which is actually pretty darn good considering the quality of these, the feel, the look, the sheen that they really have. I'm a big fan. A little bit about the details on these. They are made from very soft nylon with that double weave, very similar to Tudor's fabric strap. It really gives a luxurious look, and it's a single pass as well, which allows for a low profile fit on the wrist. They're available in sizes from 20 millimeters to 22 millimeters and have an 11-inch length, which for my 7¼ inch wrist, you'll see required just a touch of trimming because it's just long enough to have a little bit of too much overhang, but not long enough to have enough tongue to fit back. But that's only because I have kind of larger, on the larger side of medium-sized wrists. Now you'll see this here featured on my Seiko 5 Sports SRPE61 for the silver dial here, and it is featured on this titanium gray with gray stripe strap, which I think it is actually quite a perfect fit for. Really digging that. And then of course you'll see a couple of other options there in the background, which we'll take a closer look at. But there are also other colors and whatnot that weren't featured here, so definitely check the links in the description to get a closer look, to see what's available, also to check the current pricing. So with all that said, let's go ahead and take a closer look. Okay guys, so you might have seen that these types of straps are really quite popular these days. You can see the color match here is really nice. I love if you look closely, there's actually a lot of different color weaves that kind of come together to trick your eye, which I think play really well off of the sunburst dial, of course, because it also does have similar contrasting colors where you see darker tones, lighter tones, and then of course you have the high polished around the indices and the handset. So really nice from that standpoint. And you can see I did cut it because it is just a hair long / short, so a little bit too much length there when I put it on the wrist, not enough to actually fold back, just short of that, but too long to kind of just leave hanging there. But with that said, let's actually take a first look here at this olive green option, which I really dig. It's nice solid green. We'll let that focus. As you can see, really nice there. I love, again, it has the dark and light, so it does have a trick with the eye, and it does offer a nice kind of transitional luster in the lighting, which most nylon straps will not give you. Very solid from the standpoint of your hardware. You know, we have a milled, really nice milled buckle there. Even the finger on it is milled as well. So nicely done, quite strong, and just really well executed. And then we have like kind of a wild card color here. As you guys can see, we have the imperial yellow with a beige stripe. So this is definitely something that is going to really give you kind of a fun 70s retro vibe. If you have like maybe a blue diver with some brighter orange accents, I think it'll really tie well into something like this. Really vibrant, very cool, and I do like the center line. It just kind of breaks up the spacing a little bit better, and you can see, of course, very similar to the green from that respects. Here we have probably will be one of their more famous ones, or I shouldn't say famous, but popular choices, because we have this beautiful midnight blue with the crimson stripe. Now this is a colorway directly kind of more inspired, and you'll see this colorway on a lot of different similar style straps. So this is really nice. Obviously it has that really nice dark blue, so if you have, you know, something with like a dark midnight blue sunburst dial, that could be really nice. And then that nice red stripe really stands out. Very bold, very vibrant, and it really just helps if you look at the way this thing plays with the light. That is good looking. I mean, of course the camera's wanting to focus here, but it's a really cool look. I gotta say, I'm quite impressed. Nice stitching, quite uniform, nothing too crazy. Nice end here, also nice end there. I will say that this type of material can be a little bit rough for the holes because it is typically kind of a looser weave. It's not loose in terms of like lacking quality. It's just, you know, they're thicker threads, as you can see there. So you can't get that quite as tight. So these, although they're sealed really nicely, you just have to kind of be careful with, because if you are too rough with them, you get that start to fraying, this whole thing will kind of unravel. So now to the main event, guys. Look at this guy. Beautiful on the wrist. I mean, this really just sings. And then you do have, of course, yeah, unperfect shortened end there, but as you'll see when I put it on my wrist, it actually works out pretty nicely there. Go just like that, tuck it in, boom. You got just a little tip peeking out. If I go one more loop tighter, it will have just an okay little peak coming out there, which I don't mind. But look at that, guys. Let's go ahead and move those off camera. Look at that. I love the color palette, the tones, the way it just reads with the light. You get up close there, you get a really good look. As you can see, it just wraps around the wrist so nicely. And this is probably one click tighter than I might typically do, just because I wanted to give a little bit more tip out the end. Let's loosen it, and what I'll do is I will shift it slightly further up the wrist, because I know some of you really like to have it above the wrist bone. I kind of like prefer it on the more on the bone than below it. And sorry guys, it's sweltering heat right now. You can probably see some glistening that's coming off my skin. It's a summer night. I waited to film this pretty late, hoping that it would be a little bit cooler, but I wanted to spare you guys the sounds of random birds out in the tree. So the window's closed. I'm stuck in here with the hot lights, all for you. So as you can see, really nice colorways, guys. I'm really digging the play of the light there. Again, the nice thing is it's not just the sheen from the material, which is there and quite nice. It's really the play of your eyes, because they have woven, you know, different colors just close together in a tight way, kind of like a zebra stripe, right? Where it just confuses your eyes a little bit and actually blends everything together quite nicely. And of course, I think this particular watch is a great strap monster. It's just a looker in general. You just, man, that is a good looking watch. And this is a really nice pair for it. So really cool. With that said, let's actually get a little low light transition and loom shot and close this out. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and hit the lights here. Okay, so you see the loom, but this is actually a strap review. But one of the nice things is I like to get a little bit of low light transition just so you can get an idea of the way these colors are going to render when not in direct sunlight, because you're not always going to be standing out in the middle of a field. So as you can see, the way the light just really dances over the fabric there. There's a nice play of color. Look at the blues there that get unlocked. And we come down with even some harsher lighting, you can get a little bit of a better idea of some of those textures and the way that they're gonna feel. You can see the really bold fabric stitch, weave, whatever you wanna call it there. Really nice. Look at the transitional color shifts, the way the light plays off this. This is like, look at the blue. Goes into an almost black state, comes back out of it, goes into like a really cool blue. Really nice. Obviously the silver, that gray, Looks gorgeous, really plays with the dial as well. If you're looking for the full review on the watch, definitely check the channel history there, because I'm sure you will enjoy that. I actually do compare it to its OEM bracelet counterpart, which comes with a fully polished, actually it's not fully polished, but it's a polished bezel. This one that comes on strap actually comes with a brushed bezel, so that's a little difference there as you look at these. Man, I gotta say, guys, this is, you know, obviously just a quick little one about some straps, but I'm really enjoying these. Again, for the price, for $12 each, this is pretty outstanding. So really want to thank you know, obviously Vario for continuing to put out you know, those really high value options. They don't worry too much about anything else without keeping value in mind, which is great. So they don't create anything that's outside of their particular market. They kind of know the sweet spot, they know the price points, and they just really deliver nice, solid quality products within that price point. So with that said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do it like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.